What's up, everyone? It's Matt Wacek here, CEO and founder of Landscape Marketing Pros. I'd like to welcome you to our YouTube channel. So today we're going to be getting into a few different ways that you can leverage your Google My Business listing that are 100% free to use. That's just going to help you get more visibility out there when prospects are actually searching for the services that your company offers, turning into ideally what could be thousands, if not tens of thousands in revenue opportunities and even closed sales that you otherwise would not have had the opportunity to do without utilizing these strategies. And this is not based on some BS theory. This is based on what we've been doing for our clients here at Landscape Marketing Pros that have helped them scale their companies to absolutely crazy new heights. Like Best Outdoor Services, who's added well over $1 million in revenue to their company, and Lush Landscape and Irrigation, who went from a $300K in 2019 to $550 in 2020 to $990,000 in 2021. And if your company is doing at least $150,000 to ideally $200,000 a year or more in revenue, I encourage you to go down below, hit the first link in the description or the pinned comment beneath this video. Check out the overview video on our system, and then you can also actually book a call right there where we can sit down and have a conversation. And we can take a look at your business currently, see what your goals are, see what's holding you back, and see if it's a good fit for our service program to help you scale your company to the next level. But without further ado, let's hop into my computer, get into how we can leverage Google My Business to generate more leads in 2022. Alrighty, guys, welcome into my computer. And so we are here in Northwood Outdoor Services as one of our clients in the back end of their Google My Business listing. So if you do not have one yet, you'll definitely want to go check out the video on our channel on how to actually get one step by step. Very simple process. They're 100% free to obtain. And then also watch some of the optimization videos as well. So that way everything is set on the foundational side of it, because if you utilize these techniques without the sound foundation, that's basically like building a patio and throwing pavers on top of a very improperly set up base. So the first technique that you will want to employ is the post feature. And so you've probably seen this. You probably wonder, why am I doing this? No one's going to see it. It doesn't get very many views, all this sort of stuff. And so this time of year right now, it's mid-January. This company's in Minnesota. If you are somewhere up north, you know the seasonality of the demand for specifically the residential landscape side and even residential or commercial snow. The snow work, you sell that in the fall, and there's really not much demand or inbound anything in the dead of winter, unless it's the people that were not prepared, they hadn't, or they just moved, or whatever it is, residential type of work. So there's really not a whole lot going on. But what we want to be doing is leveraging these posts to tell Google, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we offer. And when you do this, ideally twice a month, no less than once a month, do these posts and sharing a photo of some of the work that you're doing. So for example, what I would recommend doing is having a photo of whatever it is. Let's say it's landscaping renovation. Before you even upload that photo, title that photo landscape renovation in your headquartered city. Again, Google My Business listing is all about proximity to where your business is located. It is basically impossible to have a listing rank in a city for the service that you offer that is 10 miles away. Unless it's a really rural area, not much population. But if you're working in a suburb, large city, whatever, you're not going to get much presence. So you want to be optimizing for your headquartered city with these particular strategies. But so you can see we have the photo uploaded, and we say a couple sentences here. Again, we're writing for the people reading. We're also, of course, writing for Google as well. And that's where we come in here, get in touch with our Rogers MN Landscaping Company today. So you can see we're aiming for that headquartered city and that main keyword of landscaping. Another example right here from last week. Get in touch with our Rogers MN retaining wall experts. So when people go and type in, and they're in the city of Rogers, because again, Google goes off the IP of their computer or the location of their phone. When someone types retaining walls near me, retaining wall contractors, retaining wall builders, retaining walls Rogers, Minnesota, whatever it is, there's all different variations of the keyword that people might type in. When they do that, and when we have these things signaling to Google, hey, we do this, here's a post, here's the work that we've done previously, this is going to send a signal to Google that, hey, show this to people that are searching in this area. So creating these posts is very, very, very simple. If you can post on Facebook, you can post here, and it's going to actually work in your favor more so than on social media. And while social media is important for brand signals, that sort of stuff, having it over here is just as important. So what you want to do is just go over to what's new. If you want to run a coupon code, you can do that. But what I would suggest doing is just posting for photos. We never really do much for our clients with coupons unless they want to absolutely run some type of offer. Our goal for our clients is to be able to get into abundance where they can start charging more for their services because there's so much demand for them to be able to come out and do work for prospects. But so upload a photo, write in the post. You can also add a button. What I would encourage you to do is select learn more and have it be a link to either your homepage if it's related to the homepage of your website, or you'd want to link to the service page that your post is all about. So you can see here, this brings us to the retaining walls page for Northwood Outdoor Services. So that's the first step. You leverage these ideally twice a month. If you do once a week, you have the time to do it. Try to maintain this through the season. This will help you tremendously. Alrighty, so the next thing that you can leverage is the actual services. And so you'll want to build out your categories, which is up here at the top. The one thing I highly recommend, let's say if you want to have more landscape install work as opposed to on the maintenance side, make sure your primary category is set up as landscaper. Or if you want to have more lawn care work come in, make sure it's lawn care, and landscaping can be, or landscaper I should say, can be a secondary category. So the next thing though is that when you have a website that's all built out, ideally with pages for each one of the services that you offer, Google will start actually crawling your website, and they will see, okay, you have all these other services mentioned. You have yard drainage, you have commercial snow plowing, you have residential snow plowing, all this sorts of stuff. Eventually, it'll probably be a week or two, maybe a month in some cases. Google finally will update you when you log back in down here at the services section, and they'll basically say, hey, we propagated a bunch of services. Please accept these if they are accurate with what your company has to offer. And so what you want to do is you scroll down here to services and you click on the pencil icon. And so Google will usually propagate a massive list of services, just like you can see right here. And what you want to do is scroll through the list after you've accepted and then remove ones that are not relevant to what your company has to offer. So for example, like as a landscape contractor, if you are only doing design build work, you may not do maintenance. And so for example, Northwood Outdoor Services does not do lawn fertilizing. So we just had this list propagated today, and we can actually delete the service just like that. So very simple process right there. And then we're not going to be showing up for fertilizing weed control because we don't want those leads coming in. We only want to be showing up for the people that are looking for landscape installation in this instance, and then snow, of course. So that's the second technique that you can use that's going to help you generate more leads, because when people go and they search for something other than just landscaping near me, landscaping company, landscaping city, state abbreviation, let's say they type in segmented block walls, if you have this listed as a service, Google generally will display that next to your listing if someone types it in as their query into the search bar. So it's definitely advantageous to have these lists set up. So the third strategy is to have your clients mention what services that you had done for them at their property when they leave a review on your Google My Business listing. But the reason we want to have them mention the service is that, for example, like with this test Google My Business listing that we have, for tree removal, Champlin, Minnesota, you can see there's this review here that says, did a good job on repairing our lawn and removing some, and we'll actually pull up that review right here, where it says here, did a good job repairing our lawn and removing some tall trees that were past our peak. So you can see removing trees is in there. Tree removal, Champlin, Minnesota. Google can kind of put this all together, and this is what helped us be able to rank for this keyword. And what I encourage you to do is figure out just a very simple way to ask them, hey, can you just mention what we did for you? Because this helps us out tremendously when clients leave a review stating that we did this, this, and this for them, and they're very happy with how it turned out. So frame and phrase that how you will, so that way it's just a smooth delivery to and ask them at project completion to do that for you. And this should help you immensely over the long term. So the fourth technique is something you've probably heard if you watched our channel for any period of time, but creating a page for each service that your company offers, or at least grouping the ones that make sense together. So for example, like ground covering, so that'd be mulch, rock, pine straw, if you're in an area where that is offered. Grouping that all together, we usually will do that. But what you don't want to be doing is having one page titled services and then just a list of your services, because that's going to leave a lot of money on the table, because of the fact that when you have these individual service pages like this on your website, for example, like with Northwood right here, we have yard and landscape drainage, of course, optimized for their city. Google is going to go to bat for you when they crawl the website, because they're going to see there's this page all about these services. And if we come over here to the page, you can see there is a lot of information about it. Of course, we're optimizing for keywords and everything like that, but we're also helping the people that are viewing the website understand what it is that they have to offer. So they do French drainage, they do dry creek beds, they'll regrade out properties and everything like that. And yes, this does take a whole lot more work than just slapping together a bulleted list. But what would you rather have? Putting a little bit of effort now when you have the time, especially if it's the middle of winter, or leaving tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table over the course of the next couple of years? Because this will work tremendously when someone goes and types in yard drainage, Rogers, Minnesota. Look who shows up number one. And again, this might fluctuate. The rankings aren't always the same every single day. So you might be watching this 6 months from now and the rankings might be slightly different. You can see provides landscape drainage. Even some of the competitors also have that as well, because it's mentioned on the website in detail, and Google crawls it and they'll go to bat for you with the Google My Business listing when you mention it. Because if we look here, some of these competitors, even like this one right here, has all these keywords stuffed in there, which you do not want to do. Google is running through updates right now and tanking the rankings for listings that have this type of setup in here other than just your company name, you can see they're kind of buried. You don't want to be down there. You want to be here on page 1, ideally map pack or as close to it as you can. And for the specific page, ranking for that one as well. So what I definitely encourage you to do is if you're just getting started with your landscape company, last year's year one, you did your first 50, 80, maybe 100 grand in revenue, watch the other videos here on our channel, check out all the content that we share and with the insight on how to really optimize and dial in your online presence. So that way, maybe in a year or two from now, you can be reaching out to us and we can partner together to help you really start scaling your company to the next level. So if you're already at that level where you're doing $150 or ideally $200,000 in revenue or more, hit the first link in the description down below or the pinned comment beneath the video. Check out the overview video that we have that goes in detail with our system. You can also book a strategy session right below there. And while I don't mean to put some scarcity, like it's a BS infomercial thing where they say, oh, there's only 12 products left and they're showing this to 2 million people. We do have a waiting list in 3 different areas of the country, and that's because we provide our clients service area exclusivity. So when you come on board, you can trust that we're not going to be working with your local competition. If you're based in Rogers, Minnesota, for example, like Northwood, and you work in, say, 10 the cities surrounding, we aren't going to work with any contractors that serve those areas. And so that's the reason for the waiting list is that we've nearly tripled the amount of clients that we have in the past 2 months. And so with all these new clients coming in, there are other contractors in their same location who got to them second who were not able to sign on board with us, and because we're already working with someone in that area. So if you're watching this, you definitely want to get down below, hit that first link in the description or in the pinned comment, book a call as soon as you can to make sure that your service area is not yet taken. Thanks guys for watching. If you have questions on anything that I covered in this video, comment down below. Also, if you liked this content, be sure to go down below, drop a like. And also, smash that subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications so you also know when all the newest content comes live here on our channel. And with that said, get to work on what I just showed you. This is going to help you out, especially when you stay consistent with it. You'd be surprised at just a little bit of effort consistently, how much more it pays out versus a crap ton of effort at one point in time and then doing nothing. Consistency is always going to work better and in your favor when it comes to the SEO side of things and being able to get traffic coming in without having to pay for each click to get someone to come to your website and potentially be a sales opportunity. So with that said, my name is Matt Wacek, CEO and founder of Landscape Marketing Pros. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the links down below, comment, all that sort of good stuff. We'll see you in the next one.